Hi, and welcome to your Aquarius new moon magic vibes reading. So the new moon is also the Lunar New Year. So for those of you celebrating the Lunar New Year, and for those of you who don't, doesn't it feel like a Lunar New Year? Doesn't it feel like a new year now? I don't know if this is just the first time I'm truly noticing it right now, but a lot of I manifest a lot around this time personally. Everyone's different. Just a lot of consecutive things I've manifested in like Capricorn, Aquarius season, Sag through Aquarius season, and that's just personally. But also check your 8th through 10th house, because maybe that's just not me, and like leave me a comment. So this beginning of the year has felt like more of and I think that happens where January is what I mean, where we can go back and reflect about a lot. I think the holidays can make it hard from what I gather. It's like that in between from the holidays to a little bit into January. And I would say that that's what happened this year. Just on the microcosm of energy, there's a lot still being brought up to heal, to dispel, to dissolve, all of those words that relate to Aquarius. Because regardless if you're on the astrology where it feels like a big shift where Pluto moved into Aquarius, I feel it, and I can feel this energy shift still happening now. And if you can really tap into it, and if you listen to anyone who does the Schumann frequencies, this has validated it for me too. So the energy that's shifting right now and the energy that I feel and what I'm very attuned to is a very specific, strong yet subtle. It's more of an auric energy where if you like invite in the energy to help you of this time, of the stars, because this is a map, and the energies, like the way that the earth moves is because of the way the solar system is laid out. So you can't really argue that doesn't affect us anymore, and doesn't affect especially the water and the tides. It's even like very much connected to the weather. So, but I don't know enough about that right now, so I'm not going to go into that because of, major things that have been happening. This new moon is very much this new beginning. I don't overly emphasize that, even though the beautiful thing, people are like, it's always new beginning, and that's always an ending with a full moon or something's changing. I want you to recognize that if there's nothing else you learn from the stars, it's that we always have a chance to renew or let go of a layer or peel back a layer, right? Whatever your verbiage is right now, because each of the signs represent a different verbiage if you've seen the I am list. And so I believe Aquarius is, I'm not really quite sure. It's not something I have at the back of my hand, but this is a time to be very thoughtful about what kind of energy you're bringing into this year, what energy you are letting go of, and where you're at in terms of your new beginnings right now, and what's authentic to you, and what is at a spiritual foundation, right? Foundations. What connects you both to the ground, meaning the earthly plane, the physical plane that we're on, and the ethereal. What connects you? What spiritually connects you? For some, it's religion. For some, it's this kind of stuff, if you're into it. For other people, it's other things. But, and allow this into your life more. I recommend bringing in or connecting more with people who also enjoy the same things. I was also noted to bring in more of the senses. Allow your senses to be involved this week. If there are things that you've been wanting to do, wanting to manifest, if there is stuff you just haven't been able to write down, or even if manifesting means you've needed a moment to clear out your technology, your space, right? And Aquarius is space, and all space. So space on the internet, space in the sky, space here, all the spaces. You may want to dedicate time each month or this year, each week, whatever it is, you may want to create a routine or delegation, or just dive into clearing up some spaces for you to think. There is studies on cleaning and how it actually cleans out your brain. Then also notice when you're avoiding something, you're cleaning a little too much. From experience. So just a few things to think about this week. This is a big one because I do feel the very big changes. And if you really tap into this energy and allow yourself to let go while you're moving forward, because it's not just this thing that happens and then you move forward. It's all happening at the same time. So being in this timeline, noticing what timeline you want to be in. We're going to start with Aries. Aries, this is your 11th house. This, I think a lot of that directly relates to you. Having this be your community, your good fortune, this is the area of your life where this relates to like the larger groups of people in your life, whether you work, whether it's at work or a larger family, bigger groups of people. This is where you'll see that there will be maybe some change. You'll discover where you're maybe different, where you have a sense of wanting to refresh, reconnect, recommit, or not. It's possible that there's an answer, or there's something you've been wanting to know, and it may hurt at first. You may have a unexpected, this is also a 5-week in numerology. You might have, which is unexpected things, which is why I'm bringing it up, not just saying that. You may have unexpected changes. You're like, oh, the house of good fortune. I'm sorry, this is like way, way too many cards. I'm sorry, I'm not doing that. I think the way it's best to see this, 3 of Swords and anything that may need to come out to support it, is that you may not feel fortunate right now, but sometimes good fortune comes with lessons. That was one of the cards that was going to come out, so it's interesting. Whatever you've been protecting yourself from, something maybe you had a hunch about what is coming, because towards the end of the week, we will also have Uranus going direct. And as well as if this is about love, let's just say this week, if this is about love, someone will be revealing their true colors in matters of the heart, and it may be exactly what you needed to hear and understand at this time. It's not going to feel good. You also may be revealing your vulnerability in this area at this time, but it's actually, I'm glad we got supporting cards. It's good for you. And I was going to say that before, that sometimes knowing something, regardless of how you feel in the moment, whether it's triggering you or just uncomfortable, that's the time we're entering. Uncomfortable conversations, right? Learning how to become more emotionally equipped. This is you needing to understand something that you didn't once know, and then how to relay it. This could be a resurgence of love because something honest was said, something vulnerable was said. If it's not, and you are going through a heartbreak, it's going to show you a lot about your character. It's going to show you where you do need to let go. And from 3 of Swords to 4, it's something you've needed to know about your way of approaching love, your way of relaying information, or vice versa. You're learning something here about that in terms of community. If you found out, maybe you're finding out that, maybe you're finding out that something happened within the friend group or within this community that you've been a part of, and now you realize maybe what's been off or what you've been holding back from. maybe it's your turn to be vulnerable and you need to be vulnerable at this time, and that's what will bring more goodness to you. And it will be almost like once this happens, no matter which one of those scenarios you fall under, whatever action or communication that does happen this week, because there will be a lot of communication, verbal and nonverbal, pay attention. It's really important for how you choose to love and interact with your community, whether it's the same one or a new one moving forward. You're closing up and really seeing something that's been happening for quite a long time, like just these nuances of learning this, the art of communication and where you're at with it. But it's probably stemmed from when you were a child for a lot of you. And yeah, that just may be just the time to start fresh and start new. So even though it doesn't feel great, even though it may be heartbreaking to hear or know, it teaches you something about yourself you didn't know, especially if you've been questioning yourself, questioning your connections. You know, this, whatever happens here solidifies the answer that you need to now see everything clearly. I know it's vague, but this is general. So if you would like to, I didn't say this before, but if you'd like to work with me, all information is below. There is my website, scheduling link. I did put out a new meditation for Aquarius season, and you can check everything out there, Aries. And I just put out your reading for the month, so take a look at that. Taurus, 10th house, career. Hey girl. I call everyone girl, by the way. It's not a thing. Hey girl, here we are. Cards are already coming out for us. They're like, we know Uranus is going direct, and we know that we're moving on confidently from everything we've learned, for all the fucked up shit, for everything we've needed to see and be revealed. We've had it. And now I realize why I need to be more confident is possibly your internal dialogue. And wherever you're headed, that's what you need, is your confidence. This is a time where you didn't think Taurus was independent until now. This is where you're going to see Taurus become their own person, have their own identity. Maybe you didn't think anything of Taurus, and all of a sudden they're out here and you're just like, oh shit. And a lot of luck comes your way in terms of your career. Maybe you left a place, maybe it was a while ago. Maybe you moved on. Maybe it was even just a role in your life that you were playing, and it happened to be at work, and it happened to be in many areas, and you've since then been able to shift, leave, redirect, heal some shit. You realize where it stemmed from. Earth signs, it does go that deep physically and connectively. There's a part of you that now realizes that no matter what and who is with you, the ones who are, and I mean in terms of like, who are your supporters, right? Who supports you on your journey, right? If you're someone like me and you're, another reader, as Tauruses are in many different facets, or your thoughts are going somewhere else and you want to put it out there more, it's just you separating yourself from the herd, from the pack. You are a bull too. That's one to the many, right? So you're showing where you're an individual, no matter in what setup or scene that you're in. Whether you're an employer or an employee, in your relationship, there's something very lucky about this too. The node switched into the signs that hold the coin for being the codependent access, which is, I just had them on tip of my tongue, which is Virgo and Pisces. And so for some of us, you're really healing and already begun, and maybe it came to a conclusion already. And now it's a very fortuitous time. And because, sorry about that, it's just my speaker dying. Because you're in this fortuitous time where you are confident and you know that it's time to go, right? Maybe it's now, maybe it's by the time, so meaning now the day of the new moon, which is the 29th, just a few days, or sorry, excuse me, a day later, Uranus goes direct. All of a sudden, blessings and blessings and blessings. This could be like prolonged. This could be something that takes months to play out because you maybe receive information and it's something that will take time. No matter what it is, it's very good for your future. It's very positive for your future. So you got to know what you have to think about. Even if you're acting like this and this is what's in your head, how do these connect? How do you absolve? Even if it's just moment to moment, it's not like you're absolving everything right now. You're just choosing to not let that get you down or keep you stuck or keep you sitting, right? Maybe it's not stuck, it's sitting. Keep you from not putting out that idea that you have. There's something freeing about this time. Hey, look at that, stuck. Hey, look at that, money. You didn't see it. Money. You know, maybe it's like whatever you've been doing is merging into something else. Who knows? But you know. And you know and got exactly what you needed to hear, know, understand in your mind about this role that you play, about your career, and now you're moving towards it. If this is about moving towards yourself more and towards believing, so I love what I read today was, and I read this before, but you know how some things just hit differently, is that you have to choose to see miracles in your life and choose to be in that frequency. We talk about love and abundance frequency, but I really like the miracles frequency because as someone who does appreciate security, you understand me, a little bit of security, a little bit of foundation, just a little bit of knowing, regardless of where you stand on that spectrum, you are learning to be secure within the energy that you bring and the worth and the value that adds to it. Okay, I had the right way. I just wanted to make sure. All right, Taurus, excited for you. Gemini, this, you know, the King of Wands just wants to come out. He almost came out first. We're letting him come out. Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising. I don't think I've said that for any other sign. I'm doing great today. All information, if I didn't say it to you before, to work with me one-on-one is below. I'm just going to say this at every timestamp because I forgot to say it in the beginning. We already had the cards jump out for you for this new moon. Looks like you must take the stand. You must be demanding. You must show your power. It's not about showing your hand, showing your power. What does that look like? Not giving a fuck about who's around when you say what you need to say because it's a message for everybody. And what house is this? This is your 9th house of your philosophy. This could be astrology. This could be just defining your way of life. Maybe you're publishing. You're just letting it out. You're letting it all out. For others of you, you could say that you may need to travel at this time and you have to like kind of lay down a different ground rules. But Pluto and this new moon are coming together to give you a message, because if it's not you giving others a message, it's you getting a message, and you're getting a message that you need your backbone. It's time to snap it into place if it hasn't been in. And it's time to get the job done. Meaning, take care of yourself. What do you believe in? Not letting, like, giving into power dynamics. Pluto and the King of Wands, very much power dynamics. Where are you playing and you don't even know that you're playing, but where are you actually playing and not realizing how that's affecting every other area of your life? Because it's very much time to, and if you've been playing with people that you shouldn't be playing power dynamics with, but for some reason you find yourself caught up in them, this is a time where you can really take your power back and really shift the needle if you choose so. But you must stand up. You must say something. You must be willing to hear what's being said too. We did talk about that in your reading. But mainly right now, this is about you standing your ground, about what you know or what you have to say or what needs to be said. You know, the air signs are very just heightened, high intelligence, highly intuitive, highly attuned right now. and aligning. And if this is what's going to bring you and really bring you back into the alignment that maybe you've been in and out of for a while, right before Jupiter goes direct on the 4th, you should do it. You should do it. This is what's going to reconnect you to your spiritual foundations. Do it. If it's even if it's not like putting someone else in their place, it's putting yourself in your place in the world. It's expressing maybe more of yourself, or just being very clear about your stance of where you're at. There may be something provoking this as well, like this someone else or a situation, maybe because you're just like, why do I need to just out of nowhere? This may be just something you feel like you need to do, or something said to you or brought to your attention that you have a moment to take control and take your power back. And you realize that your back has maybe been turned to the exact insight that you've needed. I don't know, it sounds like a wake up call, wake up time. Okay, Gemini? Cancer, 8th house. Mental health, money, death, deep healing, lots of things. I'm sorry, Cancer, without looking, that's too many cards. I'm not going to use that. Sun, moon, and rising. This is for Aquarius new moon. I forgot to say this, so every timestamp is getting the spiel. All information to work with me one-on-one is below, as well as all the general readings you can find on my channel. I had made a free guided meditation this month for Aquarius season and more to come. One-on-one information is below, all of it. All right, Cancer, check it out. Libras and Cancers are really teaching each other stuff. So there's Libra in your life, you know, without being biased here, pay attention. All right, more Taurus energy. Not the same though. The Hierophant and the Tower. Interesting. So whatever traditions you don't fuck with, that's dying for you. That's changing. If there's a Taurus in your life that affects your life, they're going to affect your life, whether it is about a great insight that you're having, they give to you, they reveal to you, or you're moving. Maybe you're starting to talk about you're moving in together, right? Maybe it will help with money. Don't rely only on that, but if it is about money and it could help aid further healing, that could be it. For others of you, this really could be a spiritual awakening of some sorts, a big realization. If you've already been awakened, might be just an epiphany or a realization about something you deeply believe in, something traditional that you held value to, maybe a structure of some sort that had maybe once brought you deep healing. Something's changing now. It's a big change. And if it's someone or a situation or a place that is revealing this big change, we have the moon at the bottom. We also have judgment as well. This is a different energy than I felt with any other sign so far. This is not something to be taken lightly. Like, well, if you're just talking about your spirit, your spirituality, what you believe in, it's not time to take, maybe something happens where you feel like you are being pulled to believe in something or find different practices. Maybe it's about using your voice, because the Hierophant is also Taurus, which is the voice and the throat. Maybe it is your connection. And somewhere along the lines, or this is revealing to you where you've been thrown off or where you need to believe more, right? Maybe giving more away to your higher power, especially if you are moving, because this is very physical energy too. This could be. The Tower moment doesn't have to be bad. It just means that whatever has been happening up until now wasn't working. And now this is like more of a shock to the system. If it's you speaking your voice and all of a sudden you feel like a nervous system shift, right? That could be it. But also this feels like Taurus and Uranus going direct, or Uranus, I do that all the time. Uranus and Taurus going direct the day after the new moon on the 30th. And that would be in your 7th house of, no, it would not. Sorry. It would not. Cancer. That would be in your 11th house. So this could mean a big change of friendship, maybe long-term friendship, long-term community. There may be a big change and a big shift in that realm of your life. Maybe you have a big announcement that is going to change everything. Unexpected changes, maybe that comes to you. And then you have to, there's nothing you can do. It's kind of out of your control, the kind of changes that are happening. But either way, you'll be seen for it, and there will be, there is a possibility to bring healing to whatever subconsciously arises from you. Notice how you handle the situation. Notice how you handle the situation, the information, whatever change it is. And notice that if it's arising in you, the change, and you're wanting to actually create it, notice what you may have to communicate, what you might have to say, what might have to come forward before anything actually can happen. Yeah, it's just like a breaking down of some sorts. It's like a physical, maybe a physical breakdown, perhaps, for some of you. So be grounded, be in touch with nature. And physical breakdown, I mean, is like piece by piece. Like the tower is like this big dramatic moment, and it could be, Taurus is also marriage. So especially if you've been really dedicated to this community or group of people, or you married into a really close family or close group of friends, or you dated someone like that, there might be like an obstruction in the way that things have been going, up until now. There may be a big change happening to that. So that's all I'm going to say for that. I think you're going to, without me saying too much more, you're going to pick up what I'm saying. Leo, we have your 7th house lit up. Big changes, big chances for change. Knight of Pentacles. You're going to notice this month anywhere that you've allowed anybody to fuck with you, even though they've been very slow, not very caring, maybe manipulative. It's possible that someone's been messing with your money. This could be a partner. This could be if you have clients. This can be any intimate one-on-one relationship that you're really seeing loud and clear isn't holding up to their side of things. But we will ask the cards, yeah. So you or someone else may be breaking up with one another. There might be a breakup. Some words that need to be said. Some harsh truths about redefining the future, maybe being more realistic, especially if you wanted things to work out. I should have looked at the bottom, but it's all right. This, for some of you, might be a heartbreaking moment, because it doesn't just have to be, again, a partner. It could be someone else that you're close to that you just received news about, and you've been kind of waiting, and maybe you've been waiting for way too long. Maybe you've already kind of known. Either way, it's happening. But when does it happen? That was going to be too many cards. Ooh, here we go. Perfect. The way things work out. On the plus side, Leo, this is going to ease your mind because you've known something. Like I said, you knew. And it's clearing up any other doubts you've had, any other fights that you have. It's also clearing up anywhere that you've extended your energy for way too long, been doing too much. You've been maybe overcompensating in your life because you didn't want to face the reality. And now it's coming to a point where you have to, because it's actually hurting, maybe harming you. Where you are able to then understand where you need to back off or witness or just become more aware for your sake. Because for some of you, this was a situation that did disrupt your state of being and your way of being intuitive. This didn't have to happen just now, too. This could have been like a relationship that's been ongoing for years. This could be a part of you with yourself that you're unable to, you know, ruin the vibe, ruin the energy, but truthfully, the energy only gets better after dealing with something like this. And I think a lot of you have been wanting deeply to know and be more connected to your intuition. And it's not in a way where you just dabble, but you like deeply connect. And this situation, person, or hurt that has happened and resurfaced for you to acknowledge in your life is what's been holding you back from restarting. Every time you feel like you restart, it's not a full one because there has been underlying things coming up, and now you're just gonna know. And you're going to feel it and understand it and what you've been sitting on. Because you're ready. Right? And like Taurus loves being a big part of this energy because Uranus is sitting right next to this. The change happens and you feel so good. Because there's been something missing between your physical, spiritual, and creative connection, and you realize it's because you've either been in the wrong relationship, amongst the wrong energy, or giving too much energy to something, or you finally realize what isn't for you, and it's like, oh, I'm now seeing this person, the situation, this client, this close person to me, or an old marriage you're maybe reflecting on. And you realize like, wow, like I wasn't wrong. Maybe they just could never really give me what I needed. And that's okay. And as a Leo, you do your best to move on. And you will. But I just think more than anything, it's this psychic healing for a lot of you. And about your connections and the connections you want to be in. And now you're going to be so unafraid to have boundaries, so unafraid to be yourself even more and clarify if you would like to. You will be given that energy. So good luck, Leo. I hope everything goes well, and I hope it's for the better, even if it is painful. Usually in times of pain is when change happens. So deep breath. Your reading is coming soon. Be on the lookout for your reading, and we'll see you next time. Virgo. The card is already flying out. I have 2 cards. Virgo, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Before I continue, all information to work with me one-on-one is below. I didn't say it in the beginning, so I'm going to say it at every timestamp. And there is a free meditation, guided meditation below, where it's more of the Yoga Nidra route, deep relaxation, some contemplation to come up, and Patreon is below, where you can find everything. Sorry about my speaker, it's been beeping this whole time. The cards that fell out for you, Virgo. This is your 6th house: work, health, pets. How you use your energy day to day. It's Venusian energy. So. This is very much, it's also your energy. That's why I got kind of tripped up. So this is the balancing act. 2 scales, 2 cups, 1 sword. This is a change in balance and structure. You may find yourself, shocking, more in your head this month, but you're balancing out some things that you need to balance out. If there's a Libra, and if there's a Libra or a Sagittarius in your life, they're very much a prominent figure, perhaps. Maybe there's specific signs you're dealing with, but all in all, you're more cerebral than you are in your emotions. And what you need to do with this cerebral energy is to tap into your emotions and understand where you may be feeling unbalanced, unwavering, too heady, not feeling enough, where this is actually holding you back. Because in your body, if your hips are stuck or you're feeling stuck in your body, then chances are you're the one who needs to be more flexible. Remember I told you to tap into your body more, and this is why I'm talking to you about it. If you don't feel that way and you feel like your body feels freer, the other person may need to be more flexible, which is your work. Maybe standing up for yourself a little bit more at work. Maybe with your health. Maybe your health is lacking and you really need to pay attention at this time. Maybe you really do need to stretch. Right? You're in too much in here and you need to like feel it out. Please do that for yourself. Find a way to use this sword to be very disciplined about that, about these parts of your life. And I mean, if it's your pets, something's going on with them. The first way, I still go back to the self, because if you have pets, they're in your energy, and more than likely they only are so conscious from what we know. And from what I know is that they have this very loving energy that's so receptive. So if something's going on with them, it's possible that it's first stemming from you. So it's good to get clear on you first and then notice, oh, I noticed that my pet has changed or hasn't changed. Just a suggestion. I know that can be hard to hear, but they really don't have a lot of boundaries. They don't know what that is, especially if they're living with you. If they're always hiding in a certain room and there's more room and they're not showing up a lot, I would say that they have some boundaries. But if they're around, not just for feeding, then you're always in each other's. And even though a door is not going to keep that away, it's something to notice. That's all. Just there's something very, and also there could be a Libra or a Sagittarius who's just very fucking honest with you right now. And it hurts. It hurts probably maybe both of you. Or the change that's occurring that you need to move forward from, whether it's at work or in your health. It doesn't feel great. Change doesn't really feel great. But what does feel great is that you know what's going on. And I think that's the most important thing, is that you find out what's going on with you. You find out that maybe your emotions are a little bit of a mess, but it doesn't take long to redirect them if you actually acknowledge and use this beautiful energy, if you listen to the intro, to help you and guide you forward to your freedom. It's mental and emotional freedom. The hips are right in between both parts of the body. Libra is kidneys, veins, and ancestral shit. So for those of you, if this is ancestral, and I think this is hilarious because I have a Virgo brother this would be represent both of our parents, and a Virgo moon. I have a Virgo moon. There could be, I know it's personal, but there could be that needing to learn a little bit more about your ancestry, or letting yourself integrate, feel some things out, not to stay stuck in them, but to just acknowledge them, give them more attention, give your emotional body a little bit more attention, sleeping if you can a little bit more. Yeah. Also, you might have a very divine time. This is also divine time messaging, right? It's not really when we feel our best, but you feel it and you acknowledge the message that comes through, and in about a few days you realize you needed it. So just notice where you need a little extra love right now, extra attention. All right, Virgo, sun, moon, and rising. All information to work with me one-on-one is below, and free guided meditation, other things, Patreon, which is all this will be on, including your general reading, which is up next. you can take a look there. Libra, this is your 5th house of pleasure, romance, creative energy, children. If you're not looking to have children right now, be careful. Be careful. Where have you been stuck? Where have you been feeling stuck? Well, you're going to see it. You're going to see where you need to take back control. Because that could just be your energy. You're giving too much of your power away, mind, or your heart, your energy, something outside of yourself, something that you thought that was going to give you more content. And it does, but there's the newness, the new beginning doesn't start until you realize like how much you've kind of been maybe avoiding looking at in this area of your life. This is also a 5th house energy, where you've been stuck in romance or your creativity. This is a chance to break through. This is a big opportunity to act forward while letting go. Where do you need to take back control? Where have maybe you given up control in your life? Probably to a fire sign. Perhaps, just let me get one more for you. Where have you been feeling stuck? Sorry, let's see my cards. Where have you been feeling stuck, but just ignoring it? That's also something, Libras. Like if you're ignoring it, whatever annoyance it is or wherever you're feeling stuck, the moment that you look at it and give it an attention, like in the same day, hour, minutes of acknowledgement, it'll shift your energy. So practice that. Try it out. Even if it's just for the new moon, try it out under the new moon. Because there is fire energy, there's creative energy that is coming up to meet you at this time. To take your power back, to let go, right? Maybe it's you burning off some shit in your physical life or taking control of your romantic life. Maybe you ask someone out on a date, or maybe you just feel so good and magnetic on this day. All of a sudden you feel like you're shedding so much and you've, gone through so much uncomfortable shit and you get asked out. This is that Queen of Wands energy. Right. One card. And the Fool at the bottom. Oh, we got 2. The 3 of Wands and the 7. Don't make your dream. Okay, this is another thing to say. Like, don't make your love life or your dream love life or what you see for yourself also like your enemy. Don't turn that into something it's not. That can keep you stuck too. Learn to be present with what is right now and for this new moon and what's really showing up for you. Don't be afraid to look at it, and don't create situations like for yourself that then you have to like overly defend. I think you realize that you become so attached, and maybe it's time to be a little bit more independent. Maybe it's time to actively pursue some ideas. The Fool says, yes, go. Pursue that pleasure. Pursue that adventure. Pursue that person. If it turns into something, communicate, change it up, be creative. Be creative. Maybe you'll meet someone being creative. Look at that. Perhaps, if you're looking for someone. No, too many cards. If you're not looking for someone too, by the way, Libras, and that is in your 5th house, just know that your situation will get better the more you let go of control and the more that you start thinking about yourself in ways that, thinking about your life in ways where you're not like dreaming and then actively doubting yourself, actively putting up walls while you're trying to create something, right? It's like going to do something and shooting it down first. Don't do that to yourself. Do yourself a favor and love your mind the way it is and believe in it. Okay? All right, Libra, Scorpio, 4th house energy of your foundations, parents, Your home. You might want to be home. You might want to zhuzh up the home. You might want to clear out the home. You might be one of the people who really wants to clear out your home or just clear out your space. Maybe it's you, technology, your home, your space where you spend the most time, your part of the space if you coexist with someone. All right, Scorpio rising, sun, moon rising. All information to work with me one-on-one is below. I didn't say this in the beginning. So if you want to work with me, free guided meditation, everything's on Patreon, general and extended. So free and non-free. And yeah, take a look. All right. 4th house. 6 of Cups. 10 of Swords. Page of Swords. And the Magician. What refreshing energy, but not without a rebirth. Not without some deep feelings in the brain. This will give you a lot of freshened energy to face, communicate, deal with anything. Mercury, by the way, the day after today, Mercury will move into Aquarius. So you'll start to feel this on the 27th. 27th, yeah. This is the 26th. Yeah, you're going to start to feel this on the 27th, this energy. You're going to feel like you want to have the conversations that clear shit up and make you feel more brave, more ready to use your skills, ready to put stuff out there. You're ready to rebuild. You're ready to rebuild. You need you want fresh energy in your home. Maybe this is a time where you start to think, okay, if I want to move and be in a certain place, this is where you realize that you need to now connect with whomever you're living with, whatever your circumstances are, and get very clear and maybe even a little playful, right? Nothing needs to be too serious. You can still manifest shit that way. And realize that the security that you feel is now moving into how you feel about your freedom and your ability to move beyond your limits or what your limitations are now. This is utilizing your skills that you've acquired, Scorpio, especially for those of you who have more to offer. This would be a great time to communicate because you'll overcome any fear or heal anything that you've been wanting to heal that felt like a burden or it felt like it was a lot of weight in your mind. You now have access to either speaking your mind or thinking in a way that doesn't feel like it's holding you back or holding you down. You know, you now feel more in control. This helps you. This helps refreshen anything that you've been holding on to, and you get the conversations that you want. You just have to also approach them in a way that is very open-ended, because they could be even better than anything that you expect in your mind. So that's a skill. That's a great skill to also acquire at this time. And especially if you've been questioning any of the ways that you've been programmed, that you've been learning up until this point, there is just such a, I would say, thirst for change, for lack of a better word. You also may hear and receive compliments or qualities from a parent or a caregiver in your life, someone that you they also could be younger than you too, but this could be someone who is a master, able to just handle and adapt, and you get good, just like some compliment or some really nice words from that person around that time. So be open to, just out of nowhere, someone communicating to you maybe what they like about you, or just validating something, or a conversation that just so eye-opening and refreshing that you just feel grateful regardless of what you were dealt with before, what hand that you were dealt when you were born, and now you're just noticing like the really important small things. Now, Mercury is also deception. So I want to tell you that this doesn't always have to be something that is relayed that is positive. There could be someone who relays something that is very deceptive, but for some reason, because you catch it, you give like the compliment to yourself. You realize like, oh, I saw that shade from a mile away. Okay, Sagittarius, you want to talk. Sagittarius. Third house of communication. Day-to-day rituals, your siblings and your family, extended family. What am I doing? Let's start with this. The Sun and Magician in reverse. This exposes you to and communicates to you, or maybe you need to communicate, because maybe there's been some lack of communication about your inner child. Regardless, your inner child is like exposing you to the parts of you that you need to connect and communicate with, your skills and your talents. There's something that you haven't, there's information, like a ton of information that you've been able to receive and understand, but it's the doing that has been hard, and it's because your excitement only goes so far, and now it's time to utilize this, use whatever the word is for you, and find that connection and communicate that connection within yourself. Whatever is becoming exposed to you, whether it's about healing the inner child or your creativity, or this is about a child, maybe you need to communicate with a child or with someone in your life. Could be a Leo, could be another Sagittarius. Whomever it is, whatever it is, it has been affecting the way that you think about yourself, the way you've been carrying yourself in the world. You may not realize it until this happens. And then it's like, oh, now I get it. And it's like right to your heart. Like you feel the connection right to your heart. And you feel and some of you notice where your body has also been stuck. It could be, back or hips, or a connection of both, because that's what these cards rule. And it reveals to you that you have been maybe thinking about something and going about something in not the most successful way for your life. And all of a sudden your perception shifts, the question shifts based on like what you want to do, how you want to go about utilizing or communicating your energy, right? Maybe it's through art. What are you doing day to day that's actually helping you move forward? And then all of this self-deceit brought upon by too many different opinions or too many interactions are now being cleared. And it feels really good. It feels like there's a youthfulness to you that comes back or reignites if you haven't been feeling that way. And again, this could be this Leo figure communicating this to you, and you have this beautiful conversation that helps you just understand how much that you've been hiding from yourself, unwilling to be seen maybe. And now you're seeing yourself, you're seeing who you're seeing your child or your inner child, or you're communicating some needs and you're healing some things with some people, mainly yourself, in the way that you think. It hasn't been helpful, but it's so easy. Once you notice it, for you, no problem. This is an easy fix. I know what to do, or I know who can help me. This doesn't feel great, right? You can fix it, but it doesn't feel great. But it clears up a lot of energy, and something, for some of you out there, something finally makes sense. All right, okay. Capricorn, Sun, Moon, and Rising. This is for Aquarius new moon for you. This is second house energy of your skills, your assets, your talents, resources. All information to work with me one-on-one is below. I forgot to say that in the beginning, so I'm saying it now. Free guided meditation, Patreon, my scheduling link, payment options, everything is there. So please take a look. Capricorn second house. First card out is Five of Pentacles. Wherever you feel stuck will become very obvious to you. Maybe if you've been looking like, why Why can't I move this forward? Why don't I want to work on this? What? Blah, blah, blah. Which one of these? Not that it's not important, but I'm telling you, Uranus is showing up in this reading because Uranus goes direct, and it's, you know, a bigger planet, so it's like making an impact the next day, but it will still be new moon energy. So this is a great time for you to realize that the more that you let go and recognize this stuck and like take a look at it and accept where you're at in life, the good fortune's coming right away. Especially if you're feeling that like really heavy feeling during the new moon, the next day, the day after, boom, you felt the grievance, you felt the change, you noticed this, but you also believe in this fortune. You believed in the shift. All you have to do sometimes is deeply pay attention to what is happening with you, not so you stay stuck, but because you've been stuck, and actually acknowledging it is moving it forward. Actually sitting with it for a few minutes, for a day, if you need a whole day, it's shifting a lot. Aquarius is a fixed sign and a part of these fixed signs. So your fixed sign houses, your money, this is all shifting. Like even if you've been trying to make more money, this is also connected to how you can. Definitely connected to how you can, Capricorn. And how this relates to the more expansiveness in your life. You know, where you've been stuck and unwilling to expand, where you've been too stubborn, especially in the mind, with how you value. And also this may be some good news about your body. This could be for a lot of you, wherever has been stuck and like you haven't seen progress with your body, whether you're working out to gain more muscle or momentum or whatever your work, cardio, or if there's literally a physical ailment that you've been trying, something chronic, this is a great time to believe that shit can change and really put in the work. It's a perfect time. Because you can see a huge change and evolution and a revolution very quickly right now. Especially if you're really taking a look at this under the guise of the new moon. This new moon is very refreshing, extremely fresh and powerful. And Uranus is hanging out and happening. And wherever you felt stuck and there's nothing you can do about it, change is happening. Even if it's out of your control, something shifting for the good, for the better. So maybe make a list, maybe pray, maybe do a ritual, maybe you start doing more rituals every day, and maybe you realize your whole life's a ritual. I don't know about you, or you wake up and you do great things for yourself and you start setting yourself up for success more and more and more, like getting in that vibe, and all of a sudden you just feel it and know it, even on that day, and all of a sudden you don't want to do your daily routine, or you've been stuck and out of certain things for a while, and you just decide on the 29th, I'm going to do this, I'm going to celebrate, I'm going to indulge the way I like to, I'm going to free myself, whatever it is, put that intention in there. Do the opposite of stuck. Free yourself. Aquarius, first house, baby, sun, moon, and rising. Specifically rising is more I talk to, but the energy can be for the sun and moon. Because I didn't say it in the beginning, all information to work with me one-on-one is below. The general extended Patreon link, one-on-one link, free guided meditation link. Let's do this. First house, vitality, identity. Yeah, life force energy. Wow. This has been very interesting reading. 7 of Cups, 10 of Wands. Whatever ideas haven't been clicking, whatever ways of life that have been confusing, now show themselves. I'm getting this tired energy. You're tired. You're exhausted. It's time for you to And once you put down these wands, like, you have to carry it all on your own, whether you're not getting the support that you need and you think it's from the universe. There's a part of you that's stopping it because you need to put down, as my boyfriend would like to call, the sticks. Put down these wands. Put down what's not working. Let go. Let go. Remove the burdens from yourself. Let yourself feel the healing of this new moon, this change of this new moon. Know that any dream that you have and you want to put that energy into it, do it. Start it. Do it now. If this is not letting go of a burden and it's actually starting a dream, put all the work you can in and do it. Do it. Do it. See it, and then put your head down and move towards it. Anything that you do, it's going to take some work. Everyone's takes work, but I think your energy is just being very honest with yourself right now. For others of you, you've started to refresh your energy, and there are things that you want to take a look at and recommit to. This is a great time. A great time. Of course, work will need to be done, but there's also this closure of doing work. Maybe for some of you, doing too much manual labor. Maybe you're wanting, if you're someone who does more manual labor, you're wanting to move on. And this is about you being honest and authentic with yourself. And you've been through some shit, you know some shit, and it's time to let yourself shine. It's time for you to realize that maybe you've been also overworking some areas of your life, and you need to reconnect to the earth, to your grounding, and to how that connects you to your spiritual life. And it's time to be brave, because I got all 3 tens right here and the moon. This is your time to shine. But give yourself the proper attention and grievance and experience and letting go that you need to have. Give yourself the credit. That's also the energy, is giving yourself credit, carving yourself time. If you're not fully committed in it, it's going to feel heavier and harder. Sorry. The more clear and authentic you get, the more you put down what's not yours, the less you do too much manual labor. If you can, maybe take the day off if you have it available. And reassess some things. Take the day. Take some time. Decide what you want to put that energy into it and start. Do it for you. It's about you. It's about your authenticity. It's about your intuition. And guess what here? There's possibly 1 or 2 of these ideas that are really helpful for you. And one of them one of them will come through soon. Probably when Venus enters Aries, which is on the 4th. It's coming up. Am I right? Sometimes I get these wrong. Yeah, I'm right. Okay. Whatever whichever idea you gotta do it. It's the only one. You're the only one who got your card. So be authentic, whatever it is. No matter how quirky or small it may seem, do it. Tower. It's gonna change your life. Change your life. You're here to be a thought provoker. If you want to be manual, but you need to let your innovation shine. You need to let your thought shine. You need to let your idea shine. That is where you shine. And allowing yourself to connect to that would be really important. All right, Pisces, last but not least, 12th house, Aquarius season. Nope, too many cards. We're just gonna use those. So many cards. Aquarius season. Before I pick these up, I didn't say it in the beginning. All information to work with me one-on-one is below. Patreon link, free guided meditation link, one-on-one link. All the links are below. Let's link. This is actually, I do this every time too. I get dyslexic with things, guys. Try not to, but it just happens. 12th house, hidden life, death, loss, sorrow. Mercury is moving into Aquarius the day after this comes out. And then we have the new moon. And then we have Uranus going direct. This is a week. This is a day, a week, 3 days, whatever. For you to roam your mind and get a lot of insight. And maybe even be very inspired. You may have had some dreams, or you may be like really rethinking what you want your life to look like. And then all of a sudden, because it's so authentic and it's in your realm and you're willing to let go and move on here, your mind starts to ask you the right questions. You know, how can we make this happen? What skills do you have? What do you have on your table now that can help you? And you get deep, this is very different than every other reading, by the way. You may get deeply involved in roaming your mind, Aquarius season. And you start to really digest. This is also the nervous system. You start to digest and uncover what parts of you have been needing to just be let go of. What do you need to trust in your skills and in yourself for the life that you want, for the life that's ahead? What information do you need to relay to, maybe there's a Sagittarius or a Virgo involved? What do you need to relay to this person? This could also be you need to have a conversation with a partner or someone that you work one-on-one with, or an intimate relationship. This could be a client. This can be any type of communication that gives you a lot of deep insight about who you are and how you use what's on your table. How you communicate, how you think, your emotions, what you put your energy into, your value, your resources, right? This is all of it. Your creativity, how you use your energy on a day-to-day. This is mind. This is dream finding life. This is creating through connection with creating the life that you want through the connection and the deep connection with yourself, and kind of what you've been hiding from too. So let yourself digest it too. Like maybe I see you, if you can, giving yourself time, whether it's the 28th, 29th, the 30th, to really sit, or on those 3 days, giving yourself a little bit of time each day to really sit with, contemplate, and be in this energy of deeply getting to know your skills. Maybe you deep dive into something that really allows you to feel like whatever you're going for is possible, and whatever you've been going for is, or maybe what you're doing already is giving you great insight. Maybe through your work, there is more communication maybe happening through your awareness, meaning whatever you're seeing happening or whatever you're noticing, you just feel like extra sensitive, or these spidey senses, and you're starting to, or through other people and through connecting with other people, you start to really digest certain things that you've been thinking about, and it feels more possible. It feels more real, earth energy. It feels like you can take some steps, or you can begin to, at least. So Pisces, I would really allow yourself to do this, because it's gonna be a time where you can also let go of any of the ways that you used to think. This is this refreshing of the way that you think, and the way that subconscious, so the house of subconscious, where things come out of nowhere, and how you use that information, right? You get this information, but then how do you use it, right? That's like the vibe of the next 2 years for those of you who are ready to move forward, because the nodes are in Pisces and Virgo. So how you want to use the ethereal information that you get, there's more to that than this, but that's the extra, because the nodes, by the end of the week, the North Node and Venus will be hanging out. So yeah, Let yourself roam, let yourself imagine. And then maybe you let yourself like actually start to take some steps, whether it's just writing things down, you know, whatever practical steps you can take right away, because you're going to feel the energy and pick up the momentum more and start to see things actually, like you're going to be able to visualize actual things happening. So, because you know how visual you can be. All right, Pisces. All right, all the signs. Thank you so much for being here, for supporting. I hope you have a refreshing, beautiful new moon. I won't keep you here any longer. All the timestamps are below. All information to work with me is below as well. And I look forward to seeing how this new moon plays into the Leo full moon coming up. And we will see you next time for more moon magic.